As the third week of Russia's invasion in Ukraine came to an end, more than 3 million people have left the country, nearly half of them children, according to UN data. While the majority have temporarily settled in Poland and other European countries, some are trying to reach relatives in the US.
For Ukrainians who have family here in the US, there is a system of family reunification under the Lautenberg program. It essentially allows those who have family here to apply and to reunify here in the US. For those who do not have a US family tie, they still have access to the refugee resettlement system.
On March 11th, President Biden said the US will, quote, welcome the Ukrainian refugees. We should welcome them here with open arms if they need access, end of quote. However, the refugee resettlement process can take years, and as of mid-March, the US has only admitted a few hundred Ukrainian refugees. In response, the White House says they are discussing ways to streamline the process.
We are having ongoing internal discussions about how we can play the most effective role in supporting the large number of refugees who are coming out of Ukraine.
With nothing certain yet on the table, Krish Vignarajah, CEO of the Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Service, says human rights activists have been pushing the administration to make the process easier and faster.
We have been calling for an expedite of those applications that are in the pipeline currently for families who are reuniting here in the US. They already have their paperwork submitted. We believe that they should be allowed to travel to the US and to complete the application process while they're here.
Some have been tempted to apply for US tourist visas, but that, say immigration lawyers, is a violation of the law. Applying for political asylum is also not an option for Ukrainian refugees, since they're not being persecuted by their government or their country, or a group of people in their country. What needs to be done instead is to go through the process of refugee resettlement or obtain humanitarian parole, which is a special permission granted to people seeking to enter the US under emergency circumstances.
Obviously, the tourist visa is not engineered to respond to a humanitarian crisis. And so we believe that there are other systems, whether it's refugee resettlement, asylum, or humanitarian parole, which are the more proper pathways.
President Biden has set the refugee ceiling for this year at 125,000, saving some 10,000 slots for refugees coming from Europe and Central Asia, an area that includes Ukraine. But the White House says that number can be increased if needed. While the US is not welcoming the large numbers of Ukrainian refugees, it is providing economic assistance to the countries that do, such as Poland and other European countries. VOA News, Washington.